want to focus a bit more about Kym. We'll go back to your...
I'm an expert on him.
Oh, you're an expert on him?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You've got several successful businesses. What does a typical day look like in your world?
No typical day.
No typical day?
I could be photographing African wildlife from a fixed-wing plane in Chad, as I was 4 weeks ago. I could be in Botswana doing the same thing 3 months before that. I could be in Lancelin. I've got a house in Lancelin that I spend a bit of time at, where I would be working on messages on hold from there. I could be in my office doing some Lancelin Pirates football work, because I enjoy the footy club there. I can work anywhere, and I quite love that. So there is no typical day.
I'm often interested in this question based on people that have achieved a lot of success in their life, or perceived to be from other people. But I'm interested to know when you actually felt like you had made it. When did you actually feel successful?
We used to have this goal to turn over $60,000 a week. And when we got to that, when we did a $60,000 week in revenue, Tonya and I would go to Windows restaurant at the casino and have dinner. So in the early days, the first time we did it, well, that's great, we'll go and celebrate. And then for a certain time afterwards, we would do that as a little reward to ourselves. And I guess that's probably when I thought I'd made it, although I look back now and we turn over much more than that, and we've got many more staff and a lot more clients. But I'm not sure that there's ever really any one point where you say, right, that's it, we've made it. I think it's just a little bit every day, just doing things a little bit better, and one more client a day, gradual increase. It's like building a house. You can always keep building a bigger house.
What do you do to keep yourself focused professionally?
I change my focus all the time. At the moment, I'm focused on Canity. I do a lot of reading of business books, mainly great stories of other people, Richard Branson, the Southwest Airlines, I love that book. That sort of stuff where I can pinch ideas. I'm surfing the net all the time for interesting ways to market businesses. But I don't go to seminars as a rule. I'm a bit lazy in that respect. I just tend to look at what other people are doing and saying, can I adapt that for our business and make it better?
Who inspires you professionally?
I've mentioned Richard just then, so I would say him.
Anyone in Perth?
Yeah, my general manager, Kirrily. She pushes me, and she's been with me for nearly 20 years now. And it would be very easy for me just to do nothing in the business and sit back and do all the fun things. But she will say, right, we need to do more in this area and you've got to do that. So she tends to drive me. In the olden days, I would drive her, right, you've got to do this, you've got to get these figures up or whatever. But there's this trust now where I can say, all right, well, you do what you want and you tell me what you want me to do.
And do you actually refer to anyone, or who do you just turn to for business advice these days?
My accountant and a lawyer for technical stuff like that.
Over the next couple of years, you mentioned Canada is your biggest challenge and also your opportunity. Is there anything else in the next 2 to 3 years that you're really going to be focusing on to achieve?
Yeah, I need to get a couple of our staff members up to a certain level that I feel confident that they could manage certain areas of our business. And that's foremost in my mind. And in the past, we've always had this level of progression of people coming up, and we're probably down a couple of people at the moment, so that's our focus.
Focus.
Yeah.
And if you had a chance to start over again, would you do anything differently?
No, I wouldn't. We had an instance very early on where we did business with a company called FlexiRent, and they had our complete database. They knew everybody that we did business with, and we got our money from them. We factored out all this finance and all our income, and then we changed over to another supplier, and they gave a complete database to a competitor. And I often think, would I have done anything differently then? And I come back down to no, because we managed to save all but one of those customers because they loved doing business with us and they saw what was going on. They didn't think it was right. So we ended up taking all that business away from that particular finance company. So no, I can't think of anything that I would kick myself for it. Everything we've done, if it's been wrong, I've learnt from it, and I'm not sure that had I not have done that wrong thing, that I might not have made a worse mistake down the track.
Fantastic. What would your top 3 business tips be to sustain a business success over time?
Surround yourself with amazing people. People who have different skills from yours. There's no good having 3 people in the room all saying the same thing, because 2 of them are redundant. The second one would be just be persistent. Do not take no for an answer. So many people are dissuaded too easily. And the third one, don't price yourself too cheaply. It's a real bugbear of mine where I see businesses just giving away their products and services and whinging because times are tough.
You identified that the internet and the growth of online businesses, particularly without staff, is an opportunity. Do you see any other opportunities that smaller businesses could focus on in the next few years, in Perth particularly?
I just like the idea of customising. I always thought if I had a florist shop, I would be just customising everything. I would be letting you know when your girlfriend's birthday or your wife's birthday is, and I'd be promoting to you like that. I just like the idea of getting data and being able to use that to sell whatever you're offering.
Great tip. Yeah. Kym, it's been great getting to know you and know a little bit more about your business. Thank you for sharing your time with us today.
Pleasure.
Some great tips in there.
Use them well.
Good on you.